Hello, fellow creatures of the night! Welcome back to Castlevania, or Vassalcania. Yeah. Today, or tonight, is about 3. I'm going to try to finish the game tonight. I probably won't, but I'll get as much done as I can. And I know exactly what we're doing for this episode. I know exactly where we're going, who we're gonna meet, what we're gonna get, and all that nonsense. He's gonna tell this is a separate recording session from the last episode. But go figure. Why do I have the sword out? Why am I not flying? No. Okay. I swear the bat's combat prowess are nothing. Whatever! Okay, now that we have the spike armor, we can destroy the spikes that were here. And trust me, it was going to be impossible to get through here. Like, even if you somehow got the mist power up to get them to be able to use the mist power, like, longer than, like, a second, and fly your way through, you wouldn't be able to do any good with it because... I should probably stop just doing that. There's a door here, and you need to be on the ground in order to go through it. What's Maria?
So, did you find Richter?
Oh, I found him.
I don't know if he's the one you're looking for, but I found a Belmont.
Really? So he is here?
But the one I saw was the enemy. He was the lord of this castle.
That can't be true. You're wrong. I must
Is he
go
even
now.
alive? That depends on what you mean by alive. He is no longer human. Then again, I felt him somewhere in that shell. Didn't you? I can't remember the line exactly, but I'm at that point in Final Fantasy X. I recently goddamn finally, found a copy of Final Fantasy X at a con that I went to recently. In fact, it was my first ever con, and it was fan-goddamn-tastic. Like, seriously, it was like an assault to the senses. It was nuts. Like, all the vendors that were there, and all the crazy shit that was going on. It was the Niagara Falls Comic Con, and while the hotel and the place aren't really that great, and I don't really like traveling, I still had a good time. I mean, hell, I met Giancarlo Esposito, who A, plays Gus in Breaking Bad, and B, is my favorite character in Breaking Bad. And since he was like the first celebrity I've ever met, I pretty much lost my shit when I met him. Like, seriously. Pull up a chair and I'll tell you the story. Basically, we were just walking through the con. I had found my Final Fantasy X like a game vendor by that point. By the way, I've wanted Final Fantasy X ever since Nintendo Capri-Sun uploaded his Let's Play of it, which is my personal favorite. Anyway, we were at the con, we had bought a few things, and I noticed that we are in the area where the celebrities are, like, you know, sitting around waiting for people to talk to them or whatever. Did I pick up the ring? Tell me I picked up the ring. No! 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 Never make the same mistake twice, he says. I guess while I'm on my way back, I could talk more about the meeting with Gus. Basically how it went was 1 second I was like in the way that's like in front of the celebrity area. I see him 1 second, the next I'm turning away in like fear, anxiety, excitement, all these emotions. I'm breathing intensely. I think I started to hyperventilate or something. And I mean, if you're gonna say like, oh, you saw a celebrity and you got hyperventilated. This was after like months, literally, of excitement from knowing that I'm going to meet this guy and I'm gonna take a picture with him and all that. And like, again, he's like my favorite character in Breaking Bad. I love Gus so much. He's incredible. Anyway, so my dad comes up to me, he sees him as well, and he says, you want to go up and see him? And I was like, yeah. Like, I was kind of hesitant because I was like so scared, but I just sort of said yeah. And so we started walking, and he's just on his phone texting. And I was like, oh my god, he can't see me, thank god. By the way, the reason we have the gold ring and the silver ring, the gold ring I believe we got down in the catacombs? No, we got it from the succubus. Right. So you equip the gold ring and the silver ring. Where in Clock Tower we have and this animation is gonna go and take forever. Clock strikes 13, and a secret passage is opened. And it'll be their free life max up, and heart max up. Anyway, we just went up to the table. Dad started talking to him first, because I was just so, like, nervous and all that. But eventually I got the chance to say what I had been rehearsing to say to him, which was basically that I love Gus, he's my favorite character. But the moment that really clinched it was his, what does a man do? Like, that whole bit. That's the moment that, like, I really, like, fell in love with him, really. And after that, I got, like, a signature, and he personalized it, because I guess he liked how I was so much of a fan of his. And, I've got this super awesome personalized signature of Gus. And it says, like, Giancarlo Esposito, Gus, in quotes. And then on the right it says, a man provides, which I absolutely lost it when he wrote that. And then on the left he wrote, never make the same mistake twice. Which is also a quote from Breaking Bad, and I absolutely love it, and it's in my room, and I loved it.
Alucard?
That voice, Maria?
What the hell are you doing down here?
I'm sorry. You were right. He has joined forces with the enemy.
So it was a Belmont after all.
But someone must be controlling him. Whatever we do, we can't harm Richter.
Why not?
But he must be stopped.
Yeah.
I know. Well, here. Take these with you.
What are these?
If you wear these, you can see beyond evil illusions.
Oh yeah,
Thank
this
you.
is this
'Tis
version.
best then if you pray for the soul of your friend.
Okay, in other versions of Castlevania Symphony of the Night, in this little bit, in order for Maria to test your skills, you actually have a boss fight with her, and she has a bunch of skills that she had while she was like in Castlevania X, Rondo of Blood, I believe it is. The fight's kind of hard, not too bad. And once you beat her, she gives you the holy glasses, and then the cutscene just continues on. And, yes! That's not long enough for an episode. I got a shit ton to cut out. I guess I can tell you about the rest of the con while I make my way to... Oh, to the upper right. Yeah, that'll be a good walk. Other famous people I met were, William Shatner, believe it or not. Dad and I had a photo op with him, along with Giancarlo. Neil Adams was there. For those of you who don't know, he's basically an artist who is also most notably credited for taking Batman out of the silly, campy Adam West style that he was in the 70s and bringing him into a more darker, broodier hero that we know today. And I just had to thank him for that, you know? And the funny thing is, as I was leaving, he told me to stand up straight. I mean, it was strange, I'll admit. I wasn't expecting it at all. But I mean, I guess from that point on, I just sort of, oh, yes, sir. And I just sort of, now I just remember to stand up straight from just him telling me. And I also got like a print of Batman signed by him. And Dad got a few Walking Dead prints signed by him. And he's just a really nice guy. He's really cool and like modest. Because like when I said, like, is it true that you were the guy who was like responsible for taking Batman to the Pantry Broody bit? He said, oh yeah, that was me. But I mean, if it wasn't me, it would have been anybody. So he's just like a really nice guy. That was nice, you know? I bought a ton of merchandise, which I actually have like an Imgur album for all that. I have an Imgur album for the entire con, which I guess I'll put into the description. So you can check that out, and you can see me in my costume as Cloud Strife, because I love Cloud Strife, and I wanted Cloud to be my first ever cosplay, so I did. Anyway, what else did I do? Yeah, I guess other than that, I just sort of walked around, checked out all the cool vendors, and bought a bunch of stuff. And it was fun. I'd love to go again. But yeah, it was cool. That's how I'd rate my experience. Anyway, I guess that's the kind of short con episode. So, next time on Vassalcania, Nymphacy of the Sights, we go through the final area of Dracula's castle and fight Victor Relmont. Yeah.